The OVC Big South is on ESPN this afternoon, coming to you from the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. It is the Western Illinois Leathernecks invading Tennessee, and they'll be playing Tennessee State, the Tigers, here at Nissan Stadium. TSU coming off a big win. Western Illinois has been struggling of late. We'll get into all of that. And welcome inside the booth here inside Nissan Stadium. Dan Lang alongside six-time Hall of Famer Darren Arbetz.
Glad to be back, excited to work with you, and this should be a great game today.
And let's take a look at this team and the fact that something's got to give. And you take a look, what numbers really pop to you?
24 points a game that the Leathernecks are averaging. The Tennessee State Tigers are averaging 14 points, but the quarterback is playing a lot better, and we'll get into that.
And let's take a look at the series history, which is presented by ServPro, the official restoration services partner of the Big South OVC. TSU leading the series 1-0. It's only the second time they've ever met. TSU picking up the 45-20 win, the first time these teams clashed. Let's take a look at the quarterbacks. First up for the Leathernecks, they have a youngster that they're going with.
True freshman Carswell. I really like him. 69% passing, over 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. He's only thrown 2 interceptions this year. He has a quick release. He's smart with the football. He can get the ball all over the yard and make it happen for this team.
And looking to make it happen for TSU is Byron McNair, coming off a really good game here at home for homecoming.
I really like what McNair's done lately. He has peace of mind now that he's a starter. He's understanding the offense. Before the coach can get out the play, he just starts running in and he knows the play. And he's leading this football team. The last couple of weeks, he's been great.
And let's take a look at how these two quarterbacks match up as far as statistics go.
Love the statistics. Nine touchdowns for 5 touchdowns. But let's forget all that.
Yep.
Both young men are playing really well right now. Greg Williams, this is a great challenge for him with Carswell. 24 points. This young man can throw the football. It's going to be what the TSU defense can do against this young man.
And we're about set to get underway here from Nissan Stadium as Western Illinois won the coin toss. They'll defer, so TSU will receive to get things going. As we take a look at the weather, nice fall day here in Nashville. Mid-60s, just a little bit of wind. Sun is out, not many clouds in the sky, and not very much humidity. So about ready to get things underway as Antonio Chata will be kicking off. Deep for TSU, Tavion Porter and Leland Wilhoit, as both of these teams looking for their first wins in conference play. Grabbing it out to about the 20, still on his feet to the 40, and out of bounds just shy of that, but a nice return and a good field position to get TSU going.
Yeah, nice return, just going down that right side. Someone didn't have contained for Western Illinois, and they were able to get down that sideline and get great field position to start the game.
Tavion Porter, the senior, 5'10", 219-pounder, able to put TSU's offense in a pretty good situation to get things going. Of course, Tennessee State coming off the win here against Howard. That was homecoming, and they picked up the W. Byron McNair had a nice game under center. Had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Here the handoff goes to Kendrick Rhymes, and not much going as he is forced out of bounds. Couldn't have that cut upfield.
Yeah, they were just stretching that play. Offensive lineman was trying to get that stretch blocking done, and you see Kendrick getting that football and trying to get outside, and was able to get maybe a yard.
The offensive line working together with this lineup for the second consecutive game. Rhymes put in a little bit of motion, changing sides. As McNair now will toss it out to Rhymes. Kendrick, not much going, gain of a couple yards before again being forced out of bounds. Been a bit of a frustrating run for Rhymes. However, he's coming off a really good week of practice, which the coaches very excited about, and they're excited about how he's going to look here today. In the first 2 offensive plays, we've seen him run and we've seen him catch.
Because they said they wanted to be good on first and second down, so it's not 3rd and longs. And you see right here, it's just a 3rd and about 5.
TSU, one of the big keys for the offensive coordinators, do well on first and second downs. So the third is not so much of a pressure situation. Here's McNair. He is under some pressure. That's going to be swatted away as the Leathernecks were able to get back there. Number 98 was presenting some pressure.
Yeah, you're just going to see, you're right. Look at this pressure right here coming right up the middle, busting through there, making things happen. Number 4, Kevin Washington Jr., he's been playing really well this year. He has 58 tackles already, Dan.
And Jalen Nicholas was the one to get a hand on it, a true freshman out of Jersey City, New Jersey. So on to punt is Mark Shanuda. That'll be a fair catch at about the 15-yard line, and that is where the Leathernecks will take over, but there is some laundry on the field that will get sorted out.
I think defensively, the Leathernecks were offsides.
Offside, defense, number 20. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
So that is a big momentum changer here for TSU. You can see the frustration on the Leathernecks side. So instead of them getting the ball, they not only give up 5 yards, but a fresh set.
Let's go back to that punt. Did you see that punt? I mean, that thing was high, and that was a great punt there.
That's what Mark Shanuda does. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, which are presented by Wilson. And there you see the keys for this afternoon's contest. Couple for each team. Western Illinois get that freshman quarterback comfortable, and the defensive front four, which have been a little bit banged up. As for TSU, first and second down, we've already hit on that. And the secondary have to be on their game because of that freshman quarterback in Carswell, who can not only throw the short pass, but can get into the mid-range and even a bit longer. There's a nice pickup of about 4 yards.
And that's what Tennessee State wants to do. They want to run because, Dan, this team changed to that Leathernecks changed to the 3-man front last week, had been a 4-man front.
Yep.
So Coach Harris feels they can run on this 3-man front.
Coach Davis said he wasn't sure exactly which one he was going to go with. It was going to depend on the health of the team, but they indeed are coming out with 3 down linemen, the Leathernecks are. Here's McNair. He's got a little bit of time. He's able to sling it complete. Gain of another couple yards, and that's the difference in Byron McNair over the last few games to the early part of the season. The composure when he was under a bit of pressure, he didn't freak out.
Take the easy throw. We heard that a lot in our meeting with the coaches. Take the easy throw. Get to 2 or 3 yards. We have another down, which again, it's 3rd and 4 right now. And that's what they talked about. They want it to be manageable.
Scoreless game underway. As you take a look at TSU coming in 2-5, 0-3 in conference play. Western Illinois 1-7. They're 0-4 in Big South OVC play. Pushing forward, and that close to a first down. Ball may have come loose, but I don't think there's anything to it. TSU is ready to roll. Are they going to give him the first down? Let's take another look at it.
So they got the first down. Ball comes out. So it's 4th down.
So they're going to give him a 4th and 1 is where they're going to put it. And so TSU is opting to go for it here on 4th down. Only the 7th time this season that the TSU offense has gone for it, 1 for 6. That's a 17% success rate. McNair gonna hand it off, now bouncing outside. That is a first down, and then some more. Zach Simmons-Brown.
That was Tavion Porter right there, getting that ball going off the left side, Dan, getting that first down. They brought big Arlington Williams in, number 75, put him on that left side as an extra offensive lineman up there, and they ran to that left side and got the first down.
So indeed, Porter able to have a Nice pickup. Here's McNair. He's going to hand off. Good for a few yards. That time it is Zach Simmons-Brown. Nice to see him in the lineup.
Raving about him in the meetings, too. They like what he's been doing the last few weeks. He's running hard, making things happen for this team with that ball in his hands, just getting to the outside. Nice cut up the field there. Got 4 yards on that carry, and that's what they talked about, Dan. We're gonna harp on it all day. Be good on first and second down.
And establish the run, which I know a lot of coaches say they want to establish the run, but TSU wanting to do so and do so with multiple backs. And so far we've seen 3 different backs able to have some success. This time McNair is going to roll out, slings it complete down to the 20-yard line. Still on his feet down to about the 15-yard line is Devon Slaughter. So a nice pickup there for the true freshman.
That was just great play calling by Coach Harris. You see him in motion there, getting the ball to Slaughter. He has that speed, very athletic. As Coach said, the ceiling's very high for Slaughter. He can make a lot of things happen with his ability.
Slaughter coming off a game with 7 catches, 42 yards, and a touchdown. So looking to add to that here this afternoon as TSU's offense is rolling down the field. Here's McNair. Now he's looking for the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete. Was looking toward the back part of the zone, trying to place it, unable to find his receiver.
And that's something that McNair is getting better at, Dan. You saw when he threw that into the end zone, he threw it where his receiver had to go get it and the defensive back couldn't get it. Those are the things he's getting now playing quarterback. A lot of quarterbacks try to put that ball on the guy and you can get undercut and intercept it.
And he went right back to Slaughter. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10. McNair again in the pocket, slinging it. That's going to be incomplete. Again, he was looking toward the McNair or the Slaughter area.
Just threw the ball away.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about that when we were getting ready. Well, that's what the coaches want him to do. Don't try to force the football.
Be calm, understand the situation, and know that live another day is
live
the quote
another
they
day.
said.
That's exactly what they said, and he did it right there. As I say, we already have points. We're in field goal range. We have points right now.
Easy for you to say up here. I still see goose eggs.
I didn't say it. The coaches said it.
Intentional grounding, offense, number 10. Spot foul, loss of down. It's 3rd down.
So they didn't see it the same way you did.
No, Slaughter was going to go to the corner. He hadn't got there yet. He was giving him the inside post look, and then he was going there. But McNair threw it a little too quick. Probably should have held on to it another second or two if he could have.
Another look at it. Yeah, had some pressure.
Yes.
And you're right. Our camera shot there, Slaughter was not in it. Justin Hughes has checked into the game. He's one of the receivers that the TSU coaching staff
The
is high on.
clock is correct. It's 3rd down 2.
So it'll be 3rd down and 19. 9 minutes to work with here in the first. On a nice fall afternoon in Nashville. Here's McNair. Got a little bit of time. Here's Rhymes, and not much going.
That was a nice read there by the Leatherneck defense. Rhymes, they were trying to get that screen to him, get him the football. And the defensive lineman did a tremendous job. Tough to see those numbers.
Freddie Perez on to attempt the field goal. Perez this season, 7 of 11. As the kick is up, that one has the distance, and it's through. So Perez able to sling it through the uprights, and that gets TSU on the board here in the first as the Tigers pounce first.
That's what the coaches wanted. They wanted to come out, have a night.
Back here inside Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. 3-0 TSU leads Western Illinois as we take a look at the last time outs for these two teams. Western Illinois losing to Charleston Southern. Another team that's been struggling in conference play, losing by 5 points. You see the freshman quarterback again with 75 yards and a pair of scores, 463 total yards. TSU on homecoming. Nice crowd in attendance, able to take advantage of it and get the 24-7 victory. Byron McNair had a big game, and the offense put up a total of 262 yards, helping TSU onto a key victory. Speaking of Mr. McNair, near perfection just a week ago, 82%, 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers, so able to spread the wealth along and was able to pick up 47 yards on the ground. So McNair looking to bank off of that. He had some pluses on that first drive, but wasn't able to capitalize on a touchdown situation, so we'll see how the game plays out.
But he got points, and that's what the coach talked about. They told him, and he's finally getting it. We need to score points every time we touch the football, and they're going to tell him, great job, when he goes to the sideline. We got points, and that's what they want.
So a touchback, which will bring the Western Illinois offense out. Western Illinois offense scoring an average of 24 points a game. Kason Carswell, true freshman from Michigan, able to outduel a senior in Chris Irvin and take over the starting gig. So that's another thing that's pretty impressive. That you see a true freshman outduel a senior. He is in the shotgun formation, so we'll see how that pans out for him. As here, the handoff is going to go, and not much is there for the ground attack.
They like Holman. Holman can play 6'1", 205 pounds, runs hard, has 586 yards rushing. Coach Williams raved about how tough that young man was and how he can run between the tackles.
Well, the thing with Holman is he's a dual threat. Had 10 catches last week against Charleston Southern. Here, not much time. I think there was a hand on it as he was looking for Miles Cox.
Yeah, I think Huff got a hand on that. Number 4 defensive tackle for the Tigers. Got his hands up there, and that's what you want to do. You'll see right here, yes, that's Huff getting his hand on that ball. Receiver was sitting down there in the zone, and he was open.
Huff, one of the fellas that the coach is also very pleased with. Just last week had a big game. There you see Western Illinois. As far as third downs go this season, they're 30% success rates. Duncan sending a little bit of motion as the pass will go to Duncan and be good for a first down.
Just threw that slant, and that's what we talked about in the open about Carswell. 20 to 30, look at that ball. Quick release, on target, gets it right there. First down, Leathernecks. Duncan wasn't bad either, making that catch and getting that first down.
Duncan, a guy that they are very high on, a senior, transferring in from Saddleback Junior College. Here the handoff goes, and not much there. Again, as the defense able to swarm in. That's one of the things that Greg Williams talked about coming off last week's game that he was really proud of, was seeing his team and his defense swarm tackle, get a bunch of guys in there to make the move.
And you're right, it was number 99 Snipes as well as number 4 Huff again. Those two, the nose guard and that D tackle, just playing really stout there in the middle for the Tigers.
1 yard pickup, be second down and 9. Here, he's going to keep it himself, but nothing going there. And who is in on that stop but Mr. Huff? That didn't fool him at all, the sophomore.
See Carswell just faking that, seeing the little hole there, and then Huff comes out of nowhere. Great lateral movement by the big fella, 280 pounds, and made that tackle.
6'3" dude, but he's got some good speed. They look at him more as an inside player, but he has the pass rush ability, and there we saw some of that athletic ability. So it'll be a third down and 6. He drops the ball. Carswell does. Now he'll pick it up. He'll be shy of a first down. So Carswell took his eye maybe off the ball for a split second, trying to figure out where the defense was.
And I'm going to let you talk about that. What did Coach Williams talk about?
Eyes. Where are the eyes?
Getting under that center. When you're not under that center and that ball snap, you have to take your eye off that defense and look for the ball. But he had his eye on the defense, seeing what they were doing, because Coach Williams was giving him that movement.
Yep. So when you switch, and that's what Coach Williams talked about in our meetings, that when you're in the shotgun, your eyes change plane as you go down to get the ball. Back up, defense has changed. Now you got to figure out what to do, where everyone is. And that was an issue there, and now an issue as a flag comes in.
Center double snapped the ball. I mean, he moved the ball and then snapped it.
Ball start, offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, fourth down.
Dagan Miller called on that. 6'4", 330 pounds, the junior.
Yeah, he just was a little anxious there, but.
So it's going to bring up a fourth down and 7.
And that's where penalties hurt you on offense. They felt they could go for that and had an opportunity to get it. Then now with the penalty, it's just too far to go for it.
Back deep for TSU is Anthony Taylor. They'll pick it up and go out at the 14-yard line. That's where TSU's offense will take over when we continue. The Tigers looking to add to their 3-0 lead on the Leathernecks.
Every day, CenterPoint Energy is hard at work ensuring the safe and reliable delivery of natural gas. From routine maintenance to the replacement of natural gas pipelines, it's what we do to keep the community safe. But it's more than just a job. It's about neighbors helping neighbors, because we're also proud members of the communities we serve. So next time you see one of our crews at work, be a good neighbor and steer clear, and we'll all come home safe and sound. Here's to our community's safe and smart energy future.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC. In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Here in the Music City, TSU has a 3-zip lead on Western Illinois. Still in the first quarter of action as we take a look at a couple of the players to watch, impact players presented by Jostens. Jostens, the official recognition company of the OVC Big South. And there you see Christian Anya and Markel Holman for Western Illinois. And you see the offensive lineman for TSU to go along with Kendrick Grimes, so we've already hit on. Van to go, the right tackle, a junior, guy that they really like what he brings, and they want to see how he does here today up against a couple of those defensive linemen that are pretty good, but they also see the chance of him being able to work pretty well with him. And there, nothing fooled. Maybe even lost a yard.
Just trying to run that option. See what that guy is going to do, who has the pitch man, who has the ball. And they played it perfectly, the Leathernecks did.
So they're going to say got back to the original line of scrimmage.
And Dan, you see they're in that 3-man front right now.
Snap a little low. McNair has a bit of time. Now he's going to take off himself, but he is brought down. And in there on the stop is Jalen Riven. He's a guy that they've talked a lot about. The senior that came in from Toledo was able to grab McNair at the ankles.
They started off in that 3-man front, and then they blitzed 2 guys through the A gap, and that's what McNair felt that pressure, and he took off, made one miss, but couldn't get past the other guy.
So now it will be a 3rd down and long. McNair taking his time now, ready to roll. Again, the snap a little bit low. That's going to be picked off. Down to the 5, still on his feet, and going into the end zone. Number 33. Able to take it in. That's Tiaya.
Yeah, that's Malini Tia. Played at Sacramento State. I watched him play a lot out of San Mateo. See number 8's in the game. Gets that ball right there. It's tipped. Tia gets it, goes down the sideline, breaks a couple tackle, gets into the end zone for the Leathernecks.
Yeah, Caleb McCreary was called on there. Quarterback for TSU. Situational package guy that they brought in there. And threw the pick. 2nd interception of the season for the graduate student athlete from Sacramento State. On here for the extra point is Chada. It is up and it is good. So that is going to be it is a 7-3 Western Illinois lead still in the first. Back with more after this. Back here at Nissan Stadium, home to the NFL's Tennessee Titans, and today home to TSU, Tennessee State's Tigers. Roar City, however, Western Illinois has the 7-3 lead. Let's take a look at how the OVC Big South has come together this year. 12 of the 16 conference winners have scored at least 30 points in their games. Winning teams have scored an average of 35. Average margin of victory is just over 18 points a game, and almost 70% of the contests have been decided by double digits. So in a lot of ways, not a lot of parity in the conference.
Does Tennessee Tech skew those numbers, though, the way they're beating people?
Just a bit, because they, in conference play, score 180 points, and TSU, on the flip side in conference play, 27 points.
Tennessee Tech, they have a great football team right now, and they're playing really well.
Yeah, Tennessee Tech 4-0 in conference play, 7-0 overall. Among the top 25 in the country, rattling on all cylinders. Going to be caught at about the 2-yard line. So the offense, again, is backed up and have a long field.
He fair caught that one, so the ball will go to the 25 on that one.
So you still have 75 yards or so to work with.
Oh yeah, you can wear out a pair of cleats trying to get down there.
Mm-hmm. I know I could.
Yes. That was an interesting move to have McCleary come in in that situation. Is obviously a special play. McQuarrie, I'm sorry.
Byron McNair back under center. This time the handoff gonna go. Swiping his way through a few leathernecks, and a nice run there, as that was Simmons Brown with a nice pickup. Good burst and good inside, able to bounce off a couple of would-be tacklers.
See, he got the ball to the left. He's going up in the middle, made a jump cut out to the left again, and ran up there, like you said, with a nice burst. And got great yardage, 9 yards on that carry.
Also showed off those ankles a little bit. A little ankle move as well.
Yes.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 1. Here the handoff gonna go. Pushing forward, lunging. Should be good for the 1st down, again from Simmons Brown. And indeed the fresh set.
And you saw Payne Miller there, 6'1", 300-pounder, making that tackle. Very aggressive up that front. Now, Dan, I'm going to say something here. What the Leathernecks are doing, they're blitzing a lot. So if TSU can get just past that first level, there's going to be a lot of green out in front of the runner.
And that's something that Coach Barlow's talked about, wanting the offense to have about 5 explosives a game. That's the goal. Snap very low there. Now McNair forced to bob and weave a little bit. He's going to try to force it up the field, and gain of a few yards, able to make a little something out of it.
I think he made a big something out of it. What's that, 4 or 5 yards on a, let's call it a broken play because the snap was low. You see his ability right there just to get outside with that speed and make something out of nothing.
And you can also see the confidence coming through there, that let's push this forward a little bit, that we didn't see the first few games that he played in. So a pickup of about 6 yards. It'll be a 2nd down and 4. McNair trying to stutter step. Brought down by Nicholas, the freshman.
Nice play by Nicholas, but you see that offensive line, Vandigo and Nelson and McCoo, just trying to get to that 2nd level, pushing on people, making it happen.
So here it'll be a 3rd down and 2. Intimate gathering here at Nissan Stadium. Connor Ruth put in a bit of motion. Now here's McNair. He's going to keep it. Now he's going to throw it, and he's going to find his receiver. That's complete to the 20, down to the 10, and down to about the 5-yard line before Tyson Edwards is brought down. Nice pickup there. McNair to Edwards.
I like this play right here. Look at McNair getting that ball to Edwards, and just look at that straight arm, still getting yardage. First down, Tigers. That's what Coach talked about. He wanted some big plays, and he got one right there, Dan.
Able to buzz past Don Paul Keefe, the freshman, true freshman out of Michigan, that was able to finally track down Mr. Edwards. Guy that the coaches say has a high football IQ, Edwards does. They'd like to see him maybe grow into his body a little bit.
That's the end of the first quarter play. Timeout.
So 1 quarter in the books here from Nashville, 7-3. Western Illinois leading TSU, but the Tigers knocking on the door. TSU looking to retake the lead. Western Illinois has the 7-3 advantage as we begin quarter number 2 here from Nissan Stadium. Home to the NFL's Tennessee Titans today to TSU. And let's take a look at the storylines entering the contest. TSU's pass defense versus WIU's offense. That'll be interesting to watch today. TSU going for back-to-back wins, first time this year, and both teams looking for their first conference victory. WIU also in a 5-game losing streak, so they desperately need a dub here this afternoon.
Some of those games for WIU have been
close,
really
tight, absolutely.
Tight games, Dan. They've been tight games.
5 points a week ago that they lost to Charleston Southern. A tough, heartbreaking L.
Won the UT Martin.
Now That's going to go into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchdown for Connor Ruth. Second straight game that Ruth has been able to haul one in for a score, hitting pay dirt, and the lead retaken by TSU.
What a throw by McNair. I had to wait for you. You're going to see him. He's going to get this football. Look at this throw. Look at that. Ruth went up there. All 6'3" of them went up, got that football, opened up his hip, got it. Touchdown, Tigers. They take the lead, Dan.
And that's what we saw last week from Ruth as well, able to use his body, use his height. A little bit of elevation, pull it down. Second straight week that he's had a touchdown.
Another redshirt freshman. They're young. They have some young players out here.
Nice pieces for the Tigers as the extra point attempt is up, and that is good. So it is a 10-7 TSU lead. Little teeter-totter continuing here in Nashville.
And that's what Coach Harris talked about in our meeting, Dan, how young they are. They got a late start.
And with that, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a moment. It's 10-7 TSU.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! Woo! Yes! By being prepared for anything! Woo! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Kids are always snacking on the go, so keep them going all day with chewy, delicious Sunbelt bakery bars. From oats and honey, to chocolate chip, to soft baked strawberry. There's a flavor for everyone. The tastiest flavors under the sun. Sunbelt bakery bars.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local bank.
It's a 10-7 TSU lead over Western Illinois. Just under 15 minutes to work with here in quarter number 2 as TSU was just able to pull back and get the touchdown.
Really nice touchdown, and I just love to see the growth of McNair, and Coach Harris talked about it. This is like the middle of spring ball to him because they had such a late start. Obviously, he won the championship with the DC Defenders in the UFL. Came here late, just was here during the summer, really couldn't do anything. So start of the season was more like the start of spring ball for a lot of these young men.
Scoring drive took 6 plays, 75 yards, about 3.5 minutes. Over to catch it at about the 5-yard line. Fair catch signaled, so they'll take over at the 25-yard line is where the Leathernecks will come out on offense.
The way this game is going, they've had the ball one time. Carswell has.
As we take a look at the results. There you see what Tennessee State's been able to do the last 5 games. The 4 losses, SEMO, Eastern Illinois, Tennessee Tech, Alabama A&M. But the good news is they're coming off the big win here at homecoming over Howard a week ago, looking to bank off that, and so far so good as far as the lead goes. Here's Carswell. He's looking deep, still looking, and he's going to be incomplete. Wasn't too far off.
You saw Davis, number 3, trying to get this foot in here. This great effort by him. Look at this throw, first of all, right on the money, and Davis tried to boom. I don't know. Well, he didn't catch the football.
Right. Minor detail.
Yeah, I saw him trying to keep the foot in, and it was close, but he did. I thought that left foot tapped down.
There is an injured WIU player on the field. There you can see the frustration there from Damari Davis. Davis, 6 foot, 175-pounder out of San Pablo, California. Transferred in from Contra Costa Junior College. Guy that they really like. Deep threat, and there we saw that deep threat.
Yeah, he played well at Contra Costa. Good football team there over in Richmond.
Richmond, California, that is.
Richmond, California, yes, I'm sorry.
Not to be confused with Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, Virginia, yes. Let's talk about Huff. The last 5 for Western Illinois, you see right there, 5 straight losses. But let's look at the scores. 29-24 loss, 32-31 loss, big loss to Tech. Tech's doing that to everyone. 31-23 loss to Eastern Illinois, and Eastern Washington's a good team from the Big Sky, 52-31, but 3 out of the 5 they were in.
And how frustrating is that? You've been a long-time coach at a lot of different levels, and when you not just lose a game, but lose a game by such a close margin, and you've been struggling throughout the season. I mean, I would guess, right? You try to make something out of it because it's not like you're being blown out every week. The games have been fairly close. They've been competitive, but you just haven't quite had that edge, meaning WIU if you're the coach.
And I like Coach Davis. He took the blame. It's my fault. These young men have been playing well. Carswell is growing, but that's what a coach is supposed to do.
Especially with a young team.
With a young team, he's saying, hey, you keep doing what you're doing. You just keep improving every week. This is on me not getting you in those positions you need to be in at the end of the game to win the game. And he took that. A lot of respect for Coach Davis.
You look at Coach Davis in his second year as the head coach at Western Illinois. He's had 9 stops as a coach, mostly as a coordinator. One of the offensive linemen is coming off the field as we're trying to get a number on him. But there you see Coach Davis and a couple of the stops that he's made. Eastern Illinois offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, 4 seasons as a coach at the University of Albany. Played collegiately at Adrian College from 1999 through 2002. And how about this? This just speaks to the offensive numbers that he puts up and orchestrates as a coordinator. Okay, he was the offensive coordinator at Shippensburg University, Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, the Red Raiders, from 2013-2014. His teams in those couple seasons set 55 school offensive records.
He was a good quarterback, too. Ended up playing some indoor football for the Green Bay Blizzard as well as Columbus Destroyers in Arena 1 at that time in 2006. Just a football guy, Dan. Just a football person that I really like quarterbacks as coaches because they see the game differently. They see the whole game because they had to see it that way. They understood the whole thing. So
the player that's coming off the field, Jeremiah Banks-Wall, the senior from Chicago, Illinois, came to WIU from Bowling Green, and that could be a big subtraction for WIU. We hope, obviously, for the best for Banks-Wall, but he's backing up Tyler Sulzberger, who's the true freshman right tackle, and a guy that's had an up-and-down season, Sulzberger, so the senior Banks-Wall was also getting some time.
But let's talk about that. Coach Williams said they rotate offensive linemen like I do defensive linemen, and he's right. Usually you'll play, you start with 4, you play 8, you rotate them.
He said he'd never seen that before on the OL.
That's what they do with their offensive linemen. They rotate them in.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 10. Here's Carswell, a little bit of time, showing some poise. Completes it out to about the 30-yard line. Still on his feet. Now close to the 40 before finally being brought down. As that is the tight end, Alex Williams. And you talk about smart dudes. That guy was a high school quarterback, Alex Williams. And there you see how he was able to connect with the freshman quarterback, Carswell, on the completion. And how about the stick-to-itiveness for Williams?
Yes, he was a high school quarterback. You see how physical he is, though.
Pass there. Good, maybe for a yard. Quick sling. As that was complete to Holman, who last week had 10 catches for 84 yards. So not just the 10 catches, but was able to come up with some yards. Not there, but last week was able to.
That throw, he had to reach back, catch that football. Not a bad catch by Holman.
Now, Carswell taking a bit of time, looking back over toward his head coach. Little clap action, slings it complete. There he's going to find number 9, Tristan Duncan, for the second time this afternoon.
You're going to see Jaden Cook right here just making that tackle, but not before Duncan got that first down. He got inside on him, ran that slant route. Ball was right on the money from Carswell, first down.
So Duncan last week had a couple catches, 31 yards. Already has a couple catches here this afternoon. Fresh set for WIU as they're looking to march down the field. Right now at midfield, Williams put in a bit of motion. Here's Carswell, he's got some time. Now he's looking deep and he's complete. That is gonna go into the end zone for Damari Davis. Didn't play last week and making a big impact here this afternoon.
Like that safety was supposed to be over the top there and he wasn't, but watch Carswell, he sees that. Look at this throw, right on the money, catches it in stride, Duncan does, gets it to the end zone, touchdown, Leathernecks.
Damari Davis, we said it earlier, we'll say it again. Deep threat there, able to connect on it. Earlier in the game, wasn't able to get the feet down, but there, able to connect on it and able to get it in. So here is the extra point attempt. The hold is good, the kick is up, and that also is good. So it is a 14-10 Leathernecks lead over the Tigers. Back and forth we go from Nashville as we continue here on ESPN. here in the second quarter. As we take a look at TSU, some fun facts from the campus, just a few miles from us here, just off downtown Nashville. First year of football at TSU back to 1912. HBCU championships 3. How about this though? HBCU national titles, 16 of them, and over 100 alums have played in the NFL.
A lot of alums, a lot of great ones have played here. Too Tall Jones, Dominic Rogers, Cormati, just to name a couple of them right now. It would take a half a quarter just to name them all.
You know what? I'm going to up you. I'm going to think it'll be closer to a quarter. If we're going to sit there and just like name off names, closer to a quarter. You have 100 names, over 100 names.
Jefferson Street, Joe Gilliam.
Yep. Richard Dent.
Richard Dent.
And that is going to go out of the back of the end zone. So TSU's offense will take over on the 25-yard line. See if the offense can bank off what they did last time out and that touchdown pass to Connor Ruth. See how McNair comes out, if he's settled down, and if the offense is clicking like it did last time.
So I'm getting a little old.
Consistency,
but I want to say they scored on their first drive the field goal. Then they come back, and the other drive they scored a touchdown.
Well, they had the pick six.
Pick six. So 2 out of 3 score points.
67%. Would you take that?
Minus the pick six, yes.
Right. Here's the handoff to the 30, still pushing forward and lunging for a first down. Nice pickup there, and again, that's Simmons Brown with some chunk yardage.
And that's what I'm talking about. You see, if he gets to that past that first level, look, the DBs have to make that play because they're blitzing a lot.
Trying to pick the tempo up a little bit. Quick sling outs. That's going to be complete to Brock Montgomery. Haven't heard from him in a few games, but a guy the coaches really like a lot. Smart dude, consistent, and he does things that you won't necessarily see in the stat pack, but there you will see it.
8 for 81, transferred from UConn, making a play right there.
6-yard pickup, he's second down and 4. As McNair here is under some pressure, able to move around, hold it. He's good for a first down out to near midfield. So McNair, again, showing the composure, able to pull it down, and a nice pickup for him.
26 rushes, 59 yards. You see right there in your graphic. They're blitzing those A-gaps. Quick, fast, in a hurry.
Even Coach Davis of Western Illinois said he's liked the way that he's seen McNair improve over the last few weeks. Here's Simmons Brown. He'll be out to the 40-yard line before he's pulled out of bounds. He said that McNair is settling in, and he can definitely see that McNair is getting confident. We've seen that again here this afternoon. So nothing lost there from Coach Davis what he sees on tape.
No, you see him getting the ball in Simmons Brown's hands, which the coach raved about him. Remember, I asked, I said, hey, tell me about some young men who you think is going to have a good game tomorrow. Simmons Brown. He's playing really well. He's been really consistent.
Here's McNair as he's going to sling it complete. And again, that's going to be Montgomery. 6'4", 204-pound sophomore from Columbia, Tennessee. One of 40 players on this TSU roster from Tennessee. A lot of good football players coming out of Tennessee. A lot of good high school football, a lot of good college football. Here's Simmons Brown, not much going there. That was sniffed out by the Leathernecks.
I think that was Austin Young, 6'1", 230 pounds, out of Queen Creek in Arizona. Castile High School, Butte College in Chico, making that play.
Montgomery in, out of the lineup, Connor Ruth. So it'll be a 3rd down and 6 as they work from the WIU 35-yard line. Here's McNair. He's got some time, still got some time, looking for something to materialize. There's going to be a flag, and that's going to be incomplete. Was looking again to Montgomery.
When you have Montgomery at 6'4", And then you have Hughes in there at 6'3", and you have the speedster Slaughter. That's like, look at that offensive line. They're picking up blitzing right there. He had plenty of time to throw
Holding
that football.
offense, number 70. That penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
And that's probably why they had a lot of time. They were holding.
Called on the right guard, Jesse Igwe. Transferred here to TSU from Gardner Webb. Igwe has seen a couple games at center, but Steven Nelson now the center. Igwe moving back to right guard.
What was this, 52-yard field goal here?
Yep, that is what is going to be attempted.
Timeout. Western Illinois, their first of the half. 30 seconds in length.
So WIU trying to pull the old ice the kicker situation. When you look at what Freddie Perez has done this season, he is 0 for 2 from 50-plus yards, but they really do like his leg, and they think it's just a matter of time before he can get there. He was hitting high 40s in training camp. They think he can get into the 50s, depending on how the wind is going. I'm trying to see the flags here. And the flags are limp here at Nissan Stadium, so they're thinking that maybe Mr. Perez had a nice stretch before the game and he can get a little more zing on it.
40-49, though, he's 50%. He's 2 for 4 this year. But that 30-39, he's money. He's 4 for 4. He's 100% from 30-39.
So Coach Davis wanting to talk things over, more likely to ice the kicker. Freddie Perez, the sophomore, coming here from Georgia Military College. Confident dude. They really like what he's brought. The kick here is up, and that is going to be short and off the mark. So the kick there, no good. And that's going to bring the Leathernecks offense back onto the field with decent field position beginning at their own 35-yard line.
And that's the thing you worry about. Just keep your swing, put a little more into it. You see he gave it all he had there and kind of made it go to the left.
As we'll take a look at Reggie Barlow patrolling the sidelines at TSU. First season here in the Music City as the head coach. Was the head coach of the UFL's DC Defenders, 2023 XFL Coach of the Year, and was head coach of Virginia State for 6 seasons. Reggie Barlow has put together a talented coaching staff with a lot of experience here at TSU, and even some of the coaches are like, I think the players now are finally getting it, who a lot of us are and who some of the assistants are, and they're really thirsting the knowledge. Here thirsting some yardage is Mr. Holman.
The patience of Holman right there. If he would have turned up, there would have been nothing there, and he bounced it outside, got about another 2 yards on that, ended up getting 6 yards on that carry. Just patience, getting through the hole, letting the blocks develop. That's something young running backs don't do.
4-point lead for WIU. Holman now sent in motion. Carswell, bunch of claps, quickly finds his man out to midfield before stepping out of bounds. As that was complete to number 87, Joshua Nieves, junior from Boston, Massachusetts. Low throw, able to haul it in and then crank out a few yards. Here's Carswell, quick release, but that's going to be short. Was going back to the well again, and Nieves. Don't see that much from Carswell where he's short on those.
I think he was getting ready to throw a football, and he saw a lot of blue and a lot of less of the white jersey. Just threw it down.
Illegal formation offense. Number 55 was not on the line of scrimmage. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Been a tough afternoon for Dagan Miller as he is called for that.
We've seen that a lot this year, them calling that. So basically that guard has to touch, and then the tackle has to touch, and it goes all the way down the line.
Now it looks like everyone's looking around, Double checking, triple checking, making sure.
Yes. Yes.
As we look at WIU's offense, Coach Davis mentioned his second year as head coach. He's also the offensive play caller here at WIU, and we talked about his offensive prowess as far as numbers and records go throughout his coaching career. Long ball here, and that's going to be complete to one of the officials and sideline judges. Flag people on the sides.
TSU was blitzing there. Brought 2 extra guys. Carswell read that. See, look at that right there. Gosh darn. Getting up, very athletic there was Byron Davis, number 27 from Nashville, Tennessee.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 15. Carswell sending Holman in motion. Carswell looking to his left, and that's going to be incomplete as he was looking for Damari Davis.
He has that quick release, doesn't he? He got that ball out of there quick, got up on Davis. It's a good throw. Davis just couldn't come down with it.
Which is important when you have an offensive line which has struggled this season. Now it's a 3rd down and 15. Carswell working out of the shotgun. That's going to be tipped, and that's going to be incomplete. So the pass there was deflected. That was Jalen Price, I believe, that got a hand on it.
Yeah, 6'3", 220-pound junior. Nice. That's the 2nd time they've got Carswell, so there's something that Coach Williams saw that says, hey, let's get up the field and get our hands up.
Huff had it earlier in the game. Now Price. And what'll be interesting to see is if they can frustrate Carswell. Being a true freshman, can they frustrate him on a couple of those? As the punt is up. More of a line drive punt. So that's going to go out at about the 5-yard line or so. And that's going to take us to a break. 14-10, WIU looking for their first win. Leads TSU still in the 2nd quarter.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen?
Fire it up, Randy.
By being prepared for anything. Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
The 1-1.
It's the excitement of the crowd, the crack of a bat, the sound of your own heartbeat, the roar of the engines. The spirit of competition runs deep here, from the dirt track to the cheap seats. Whether you're screaming from the stands or taking your place in the limelight, Southern Illinois is your ticket to all the action. In sports venues and recreational facilities for whatever your obsession is. Come to cheer, come to challenge yourself, but discover so much more when you visit SI.
Every day, CenterPoint Energy is hard at work ensuring the safe and reliable delivery of natural gas. From routine maintenance to the replacement of natural gas pipelines, it's what we do to keep the community safe. But it's more than just a job. It's about neighbors helping neighbors, because we're also proud members of the communities we serve. So next time you see one of our crews at work, be a good neighbor and steer clear, and we'll all come home safe and sound. Here's to our community's safe and smart energy future.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
Welcome back here to Nashville. 4-point lead for Western Illinois as they look for their first conference victory of the season. They already have one victory this year, but non-conference. We'll take a look at the program's fun facts dating back to 1902. 13 conference titles, 12 playoff appearances, 3 bowls, 34 draft picks. Just under 8.5 minutes to work with here in the first half. As McNair will have his foot on the 1-yard line, and he'll hand it to Simmons. Brown has that burst speed to the 20, to the 30, to the 40, looking toward the sidelines, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds across midfield into WIU territory.
Yeah, you saw Justin Richardson there from Western Illinois chasing Simmons Brown down, number 12. But as Simmons Brown, look at that burst. That's what Coach Barlow wanted with those big plays, and Simmons Brown got him a big play right there with that run. Look at that. Great vision getting through that hole. Great burst, great speed.
Redshirt freshman Simmons Brown is. So the first and 10 from the 46-yard line. Here the handoff goes. That's going to be a pickup of about 9 yards for Trevor Pearson. That looks like it will be good for a first down. So Pearson comes in, immediately makes his presence felt. Only the 3rd rush of the season for Pearson, the redshirt sophomore, transferring here after spending time at Trinity Presbyterian, Troy, and Prairie View.
Nice run by him off that left side. Like you said, his 3rd carry of the year.
Giving Simmons Brown a breather after that big chunk yardage play. McNair going to keep it himself. He's being tracked. Now he's going to turn it upfield. Still staying in bounds to grab another couple of yards. How about that gamesmanship there? He could have stepped out, but instead put it upfield, was able to gain a few more.
And Malini Tia pushed him out of bounds there after a 9-yard gain, and just getting that football, getting outside, outrunning people. Like you said.
See, he could have stepped out.
Could have stepped out, but didn't.
Nah, let's get in a couple more yards. Some coaches like that, some coaches don't. But I'm sure with McNair, it's the type of thing that shows his confidence, and I'm sure they're happy with it. Here, Simmons Brown, see that burst again, down to about the 10-yard line before he's wrestled down.
Got to give it to the guys up front. Nelson, Vandergo, McCoo, Igwe. Open it up.
Gain of 15 yards, working quickly. Now the handoff is going to go, pushing forward for about 4 yards or so.
Just running the football. This is what the Tigers want to do. Have a game with the big plays and running the football. See him right there. Look at that vision, just making his way to that left side, finding whatever gap was there, getting a few yards. Actually getting 4 yards.
Yeah, so it'll be 2nd and 6 from the WIU 7-yard line. So again, TSU knocking on that proverbial door, looking to retake the lead. As McNair will hand it off and stumbling forward. Not too much there. That was Tavion Porter with the carry. Inching a little closer, though.
I was just watching the snap read there, blocking, being very physical. Transfer out of Memphis. I mean, from Memphis, Tennessee, I'm sorry.
So it'll be a 3rd and 2 with the ball on the WIU 3-yard line. McNair sending a couple dudes in motion. Here's the handoff, and that is not going to be much going for Tavion Porter.
Here we go, Dan. 4th and 1. What do you do? Kick the field goal.
That's what they're going to do. Personally, I would have gone for it, but that's that. I'm sure the book says don't. You can hear the the fans a little restless here. I think they'd like to see him go for it. What do you think?
I'm up here with you, man. I don't get paid to make those decisions.
You've been a coach, so it's a 4th and 1.
Timeout. Tennessee State. They're first of the half. 30 seconds in length.
So TSU going to call the timeout. Is this to talk about it, or is this a personnel thing or a formation thing, or is this to say, like, all right, what do we think here, guys?
Yeah, we're right next to the coaches, and see Coach Harris, and they're just saying, hey, Coach T is looking at his sheet right now like he's giving them a play.
And is that maybe a situation where it is some gamesmanship, where you send the field goal unit on the field, you know you have the timeout, you call it, maybe they're not necessarily thinking it, you haven't shown a formation, so you're looking at a play. Now when you come out of this timeout, you bring your offense out, and maybe WIU's confused.
Yeah, Coach Barlow's a pro. He's been at every level you can be at, player, coach. So what you do, you send him out there, you know you're going to call a timeout, because he probably talked to Coach Harris and Coach T and said, hey, what do you have? And they were, well, I like this, you know, kind of like, I don't want to know what you know, what do you have that we know that's going to work? So he calls the timeout, gives them more time, let the 25 run out, and then get down, call a timeout, give them more time with the timeout to call a play.
And indeed, that looks like it's exactly what's going to happen. By the way, referring to co-offensive coordinators Shannon Harris and Toriano Morgan, who are up here with the eyes in the sky. So the offense does come out with McNair, Porter in the backfield standing next to him. And the Zebras.
Delay a game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So that's going to be a delay of game, and that's going to move the offense back. So now the question is, do they stay out, or no, they're going to go ahead and bring the field goal unit on at this point. That's tough.
Yes, it is. It is tough. But this is the right thing, because that changes from 4th and 1 or a half a yard to now 4 and 5.5 or 6. So that's a big difference.
Here's Freddie Perez on for the field goal attempt. The hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So Perez able to inch the Tigers closer. Now a 1-point game with the Leathernecks up 14-13, just under 4 minutes to work with here in the first half.
Another nice drive. That's what Coach Barlow wants. Now, of course, he wanted a touchdown. That's not what I'm saying. But, hey, progress, moved the ball, got it down to the 1-yard line. Things didn't go right. What is it? 3 penalties or less, right? 3 penalties or less. Got it down there, had a penalty, moved it back, doing the smart thing.
They wanted no pre-snap penalties there.
You're
right there was a pre-snap penalty.
I like that.
Backed them up.
You caught that.
Yeah.
I saw you looking at your notes right there. Yes. You caught that. No pre-snap. But yes, 3 penalties or less, but no pre-snap. So, but they're scoring points. McNair is moving the ball. Simmons Brown had some great runs on that drive. That was a very positive drive for the Tigers.
1-point game as Perez is set to kick it off for the Tigers. Deep to receive for WIU. Miles Cox will go over, bring it out to the 10-yard line. Trying to find some real estate to the 20 and out to about the 25-yard line before being brought down. Number 17, that's Joel Salem.
Joel Salem out of Inglewood, California. You know, that's one, Dan, where you're going, no, oh, he came out. Go, go, go. Can he get outside? It's the ball to the 23-yard line.
Yeah.
Not a bad return.
And it gives that player some confidence as well. So it'll be a 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line as Carswell comes out to orchestrate the offense again. Got a little bit of time. Again, knocked away, almost intercepted. Just not quite into the hands there of looked like Jalen Price. Shivers got his hands up, and then Price almost had it. Laid out, just didn't quite have the angle on it.
Number 3 there. That's something they're doing, getting those hands up on this guy with that low release.
Carswell 6'3", $190. That's the quarterback for WIU. Here the handoff goes, and gain of a few yards out to about the 27-yard line for Holman.
Yeah, Price making that play right there, number 18, 6'3", 220-pound junior. Southwest Mississippi City College.
So here it'll be a 3rd down and 5. Carswell, this time he's gonna sling it. That's gonna be incomplete. So the defense doing their job on that, as it brings up a 4th and 5, and that's gonna bring on the punting unit for the Leathernecks.
And Coach Williams is doing what he said. I'm going to make him look high, and then when he comes low, it's not going to be what he thinks it's going to be.
He's going to look up, and then he's going to start, for lack of a better term, freaking out.
Yes. All he had was his check down, Holman, but he took away the check down as well.
The kick here, backing up. He fielded at the 22-yard line, losing his footing, though, but maintaining possession of the ball. So that's where the Tigers will come out. A little conversation going on between WIU and TSU. Zebras getting in there as well.
Jaden Coleman there, number 32. He was riled up about something out of Alabama. That physical guy on special teams that plays with that edge. That's what you want him to play with. Play with that edge, and you see him out there after the play at that edge.
Both of these teams have been frustrated in conference play. TSU 0-3, WIU 0-4. And both know there's a lot at stake here this afternoon to try to get on the board as far as the wins department goes in conference play. Not much going here. And this game's a tight game. There have been a couple nice plays on each side of the ball for each team. So it's been a balanced contest so far. Anything really stuck out for you?
Yeah, the defense not letting Carswell throw the ball all
not
over.
Getting comfortable.
Yeah, he's not getting comfortable today. Coach, like you said, he's going to give him a lot of different looks, and he's doing that.
2nd down and 7 as Ruth sending a little bit of motion. Here's McNair. Not much time. He'll change direction. Now he's going to go off to the races, loses his footing. Gain of about a yard before he stumbles down. So last few minutes, we've seen a couple Tigers lose their angles.
Yeah, just trying to do too much. Mind's going a little faster than their body.
Timeout. Western Illinois, their 2nd of the half. 30 seconds in lead. Please put 2:15 on the game clock. 2:15.
So Western Illinois wants to discuss matters. So 15 seconds will be added to the game clock.
Thank you.
Very nice of the official to say thank you.
Yes. No, it's getting. We see Kendrick Rhymes down there. He's taken off his shoulder pads. He still has his pants, football pants on, but just a white shirt with number 1 on the back of it down there on the sideline.
So we'll see how that materializes throughout the rest of the game. But right now, Simmons Brown is in the backfield along with McNair. Now McNair is going up, and he was looking there for Snap Reed. Wasn't able to complete it. Reed has yet to haul in a catch this afternoon. He's a guy that they, meaning the coaching staff, has been really high on, especially over the last few games. Reed, a redshirt freshman from Memphis, Tennessee. you mentioned earlier in the game, he had a couple nice blocks.
And you see the officials breaking them up there. That was the third time. At some point, they're going to throw a flag on someone.
They're trying to be. They're trying to understand. You know, hey, it's football, tight game, conference contest. We got it. But at some point, you're right. Okay, guys. So the 4th and 6 means Freddie Perez, or as check that Shanuda, will be punting, and the ground ball will be picked up. Now flags are out and out of bounds, just across the 40-yard line is going to be Nieves, but a lot of laundry on the field.
That was smart by Coach Davis to call that timeout with 2:15 left. Get the play, have the punt. Now there's only 3 seconds off from the 2-minute.
During the return, holding receiving team number 26, 10-yard penalty. It's first down. That's the 2-minute timeout.
Okay, so the 2-minute warning means we get to take a break. When we return, it'll be a 1-point lead for WIU here. Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, just across the river from Broadway. Music City here in Nashville. You had the chance the other night, we had the chance the other night to stroll around Broadway, take in some music, enjoy a little country tunage. There you see Micah Gay coming off an 11-tackle, 2-interception contest a week ago against Howard, a guy that they really like. Quiet dude, but really can make an impact on the field.
2 interceptions, outstanding game. Coach Williams was raving about him.
So it'll be a 1st and 10. Here's Carswell keeping it himself. Now he's going to lunge forward across the 30 before he's brought down.
1st down, clock stops. Here we go on the ball. Tempo offense.
$1:45 to work with here in the first half. Carswell has a bit of time. That's going to be incomplete, as he was looking there for Miles Cox, who was trying to sell a flag.
DBs are playing well. Besides the first touchdown that they gave with the coverage, they were all over him. Hale's over the top like he's supposed to be.
Deshaun Watkins also in on coverage.
Yeah, Watkins. That was a nice coverage by him. Transferred from Memphis and UMass.
One of the faster guys on this defense. Had 3 tackles a week ago. Here's Carswell. He's going to dump it off. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Williams.
I think they wanted Williams to catch that ball and get out of bounds. That was a nice catch by him. He's a big target there. Alex Williams.
Coming off a game with 4 catches, 47 yards, and a touchdown. We've seen him with a couple of nice plays here this afternoon, adding to it. Here's Carswell across the middle. That's going to be complete, but well shy of a first down. Gang tackled there as the Tigers swarm in. That was Tristan Duncan.
You like that slant to Duncan. You're going to see right here. Look at him just firing that ball in there, being covered by Cook.
Timeout, Tennessee State. Please put Please put 103 on the game clock. 103.
So they add 6 seconds back to the game clock as TSU wants to talk things over here. 1-point game.
Thank you.
Leathernecks have the lead. Thoughts on what Coach Williams is discussing?
Coach Williams, he's on the sideline. He has his, unless I'm missing something.
No, you're right.
But he's talking to the assistant coaches through the headset. He's just staying over there
he's
right
talking
now.
To position coaches.
Yes, he's just staying over there, keeping his thoughts clear on what he wants to do.
Greg pacing around the 30-yard line. Because it is a 4th and 2. A lot of 4th downs for Western Illinois as they're going to punt. That's going to be caught and then immediately thrashed. You can see the Leathernecks all excited about that tackle. Coverage there from Don Paul Keith. Able to get down in a hurry. Looks like Reggie Barlow wants a flag. The official's not looking that way, so out comes the TSU offense with just under a minute to work with. A 1st and 10 as they start from their own 16-yard line. Talking to both offensive coordinators this week, they said they're confident with the way that this offense plays when they need to play up-tempo, so we'll see.
Have 1 timeout left. That's very important. 1 timeout. When do you use it?
Here's McNair. Defense creeping up. Now he's under some pressure. Rolls out. McNair still looking for a man, and he's able to complete it. And now stepping out of bounds. Nice pickup there. Nice focus. Tyson Edwards coming up with the catch again.
Great play by McNair, extending the play right here. Getting outside, extending the play. Nice throw by him. Get out of bounds, young man. That's what he did. First down.
McNair, quick release, complete, finds snap read for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah. That first one was to Hughes, and now this one's, not Hughes, but Edwards, and now the snap read. Catch that ball.
Spreading the wealth.
Yes, getting out of bounds.
Keeping guys engaged as well.
Yes.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 3. McNair, not much time, and he's going to be brought down back at about the 22-yard line. So Kevin Washington, who's a senior from the Magic City of Miami.
Timeout. Tennessee State, their 3rd and final to have, 30 seconds in length.
Able to sack it.
So I asked the question, when are they going to use the timeout? You get a sack there, you know, by the time you regroup, it's down to 14. At least here you have no timeouts, but you can throw the ball on the outside. If you do throw it over the middle, you know the clock stops for the first down. You can run up, spike it, all those different things.
That's only the 14th sack of the season for Western Illinois. Washington now with 2.5 of those sacks.
They've been coming all day, though.
They have.
They have been coming all day. Going down the barrel of those A-gaps, just trying to. And when you go that A-gap, Dan, the quarterback sees that immediately. That's coming to his face, and that makes him throw the ball, just get rid of it quickly. And Coach Davis would know, being the next quarterback.
True. Yes. Yes. So it'll be a 3rd and 13. 37 ticks left on the clock. McNair again under pressure. He's going to move to his left. Now he's going to dump it off. That's going to be complete. However, staying in bounds is going to be Edwards.
You can't clock it. It's 3rd down. You gotta go with a play.
17 seconds. McNair still glaring over toward the sidelines. Now 10 seconds. Still looking over. 5 seconds. McNair. Looks like they're just going to go ahead and call it a half. So that is going to be the first half, which comes to a conclusion. Tight game, little back and forth early.
That's the end of the first half of play.
But here midway through the contest, OVC Big South style, WIU clinging to a 14-13 lead. Halftime show rolls your way next. Here at halftime from the Music City, the Aristocrat bands making their presence felt. TSU's Grammy-winning bands, multiple Grammys out there. 1-point game. Western Illinois looking to a 14-13 lead on TSU. Let's take a look about the conference. That's the Ohio Valley, the OVC Big South, founded 1948, operating now as the OVC Big South Football Association for the last couple of years, offering championship competition, 19 sports, including 8 for men, 10 for women, and a rifle co-ed team. Let's take a look at some of the news around the conference. TSU named HBCU Team of the Week, and why not, as the Tigers beat fellow HBCU powerhouse Howard here for homecoming last week. Tigers picking up the 24-7 victory, everything clicking, all 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams, everyone working together, and TSU coming up with the win and becoming the HBCU Team of the Week. Western Illinois, Williams, the 6 receiving touchdowns, shares the conference lead as he is tied atop the conference, and Tennessee Tech continues to play well, first nationally in points per game. We hit on it in the first quarter. Tennessee Tech has scored 180 points this season, averaging 51 points per contest. And as we look at the around the conference, some of the other scores, as it is presented by Team Kentucky. And you see in the fourth quarter, Tennessee Tech 35-23 leading SEMO. Second quarter, Gardner-Webb out in front of Lindenwood, and Eastern Illinois 10-point edge on Charleston Southern. The other games from around the conference presented by Team Kentucky. Check out Tourism, Arts, and Heritage. OVC Big South standings. You see Tennessee Tech atop the conference, 7-0 overall. In conference, 4-0. Then you see teams bunched up, and at the bottom, 2 teams that we're featuring here today, TSU and Western Illinois, both looking for their first conference victories and playing a 1-point contest here at the half. FCS rankings, top 10, North Dakota State. Of course, we saw them earlier this year coming in playing TSU here at Nissan Stadium. And you see North Dakota State perched atop the rankings. Montana State also is sitting at 4th. And then you see Tennessee Tech coming in 9th place, Monmouth rounding out the top 10. OVC Big South Players of the Week on the offensive side of things. Zoltan Osborne, the quarterback at Charleston Southern, had 19 yards per completion and 4 touchdowns in their game and their victory last week over Western Illinois. Defensive, including Micah Gay here from TSU, and we talked a little bit about the game that he had a week ago against Howard, as Micah had 11 tackles, pair of interceptions, and had a quarterback hurry. Cade Hector, the kicker out of UT Martin, Special Teams Player of the Week, field goals from 37, 41, and 25 yards. And how about the freshman quarterback from SEMO? That's Johnny Weber. He had 4 touchdown passes and the freshman player of the week as we take a look around the OVC Big South Football Association. Here conference play continues from Nashville, the Music City, Western Illinois leading TSU 14-13. Back with more after this on ESPN. Back here at halftime at Nissan Stadium, home to the NFL's Tennessee Titans, and today home to TSU, the Tigers, and Roar City. It's Western Illinois leading 14-13 in conference play. Both these teams looking for their first conference victories of the season. As we see here and take a look at Western Illinois school facts, as they were founded back, I was going to say at the turn of the century, but that's the turn from the 1800s to the 1900s. And they're located in Macomb, Illinois. Just over 6,300 students are at Western Illinois, and it was founded as Western Illinois State Normal School, but now going by Western Illinois and WIU. Let's take a look at some fun facts from TSU, founded in 1912, of course here in the Music City. That's Nashville, Tennessee. A little over 8,000 in attendance, and the only state-funded historically black university here in the state of Tennessee. And today trailing WIU by 1 point. As we continue here at halftime here inside Nissan Stadium, we'll take a look at what's coming up in TSU athletics. Volleyball against SEMO. November 31st, or November 31st, geez, I'm really fast forwarding. October 31st and November 1st. And then football, so that's the same day the football is going to play Lindenwood. That's November 1st, 3:30 go time. And then, how about this? It's already basketball season. And TSU taking on Fisk. That is a cross-city rivalry. That is November 3rd at 7 o'clock, as that will be tipping off the men's hoops season, and another big volleyball match against Eastern Illinois coming up on November 7th. So lots of stuff happening in the TSU athletic department and throughout TSU athletics as the seasons start to change. And of course, you can see a couple leaves changing there on your screen here just outside Nissan Stadium, just off downtown Nashville, as we welcome you into the booth. And Darren, when you take a look at this halftime and where we've seen these teams, obviously it's a 1 point game. Obviously these teams both looking for their first victories in conference this season, and a lot to play for. There have been ups and downs for both sides.
It really has, but Coach Williams has stole the show, slowing down Carswell. He's been playing really good the last 2 weeks. They're not scoring a lot of points. That's what Tennessee State wants them to do, not score a lot of points. And I think McNair is playing well. He's taking care of the football. Simmons Brown is playing great out of the backfield. There's a lot of good things going in this football game right now.
Yeah, and when you take a look at that, you know, Simmons Brown, one of the guys that we focused on and talked about at the half, and he is a guy that takes off to the races. Here you see McNair able to find Devon Slaughter. Slaughter with some nice yak.
A lot of yak, and he has a lot of speed to make it happen. There's Carswell right there. Huff coming out of nowhere with that speed, the big fella making that tackle there.
And then here, nice tackle from the Leathernecks as McNair was almost off to the races, just nicked him on his ankles. But there you see another tip pass, as that's going to go and be a pick six for WIU, which flipped the score again. We've seen a bit of teeter-totter. However, WIU does have more lead time this half. And there you see Simmons Brown, and now you see the complete pass as a big, nice, big yardage pickup there from McNair.
Look at that throw right there by McNair to Huff, making that happen. I'm sorry to
Ruth.
Mike test, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Right
Mike
now,
test,
look
1, 2,
at that
3.
tight end. Ex-quarterback spinning off there, getting that yak yards again for the Leathernecks. And here's a quarterback, Carswell, throwing that ball to Duncan down the field. Touchdown Leathernecks.
Yeah, Duncan and Davis have been his main keys in that first half, and when you look at those two dudes, they have been able to connect with that freshman quarterback, and here TSU able to go back to the ground attack, and here you see McNair showing some composure when he's under the pressure, which is what you want to see. A couple weeks ago, they wouldn't have seen that. Simmons Brown, another nice play there from him, and you have TSU looking good on offense, but then you saw the sack. Only the 14th sack of the season for Western Illinois. Halftime stats and recap presented by United Fidelity Bank. United Fidelity Bank serving their communities since 1914. 1 point game. Western Illinois leads TSU. Back with more after this second half action from Nissan Stadium. Inside Nissan Stadium, second half about to get underway here from Nashville. 14-13. Western Illinois has the lead here on TSU. A couple quick stats to look over as the second half gets underway that pop out. How about the fact of rushing yards? You have TSU 132 to WIU's 31. Total yards of offense, 267 to 136. And then first downs, TSU big edge there. Time of possession, big edge to TSU. However, in the points department, it's the edge to WIU. Halftime stats presented by United Fidelity Bank. United Fidelity Bank serving their communities since 1914. Second half is underway. That's going to be brought out to the 10. And that ball's going to be popped loose, still loose, and WIU will jump on it. Looked like number 27 was able to help them maintain possession, but that was not a pretty looking play if you're Western Illinois.
No, it's not. Coming out with that football. Don't have it high and tight right there. It knocks it loose. TSU had an opportunity to get on the football. Just wasn't able to, see right there, wasn't able to just jump on it. There was a leatherneck on his back pulling at him, so.
Harlan May able to stay with it and keep the football on WIU's side. 6'1" redshirt freshman from Illinois. Carswell going to hand it off. Taking a look at Carswell's stats in the first half. True freshman quarterback, 8 of 17, 105 yards and a touchdown. Long completion of 40 yards. He also carried the ball 3 times for 17 yards. But as we hit on toward the end of that first half, he really never seemed like he was in sync. Found that rhythm that we've seen from him the past couple weeks, including last week when he racked up 375 passing yards.
When you're not under center and you're catching that football, when you look up, that defense is going to look totally different than your pre-snap read.
Here's Carswell, and that's going to be complete to Williams. They're trying to say he's out of bounds, and indeed he is, so that is incomplete. Williams slow and checking over his shoulder.
But did he reestablish himself back in bounds after going out of bounds? That's the question. Looked like he did. That's what they're talking about right now.
So the officials with the discussion, of course, TSU saying no mas, but Western Illinois saying let's make this happen.
You can't come from out of.
Illegal touching. Offense number 12. The player went out of bounds on his own, came back in, was the first to touch the pass. So lost it down at the previous spot. It's third down.
There you go. There you go. He was the first to catch the football. Yes.
So that's Alex Williams. Looks like he a little frustrated, hands on the hips. Senior coming in from Western Kentucky. Couple catches here this afternoon. 2 targets, 2 catches, 16 yards. That's now technically it'd be 3 targets, 2 catches. And this time it's going to be passed incomplete. As there he was looking for Tristan Duncan. Nice coverage.
Watkins, number 1, 6'4" cornerback, Dan.
Big dude. It's about a foot taller than me.
6'4" cornerback with that coverage right there. Changing directions, making a play for the Tigers, getting the Leathernecks into a 4th down situation.
Anthony Taylor back to receive for TSU. Calling for it, and he will grab it at about the 44-yard line. That is where the TSU offense will take over and begin their first possession here in half number 2.
You look at the first half, I don't think that McNair, he did a really good job moving the football down the field. The thing I'm sure they talked about, them being the Tigers at halftime, was closing it out and being better in the red zone.
Yeah, that's been an area that they've struggled on. But how about total offense in that first half? TSU 267 yards to a $136
Please set
for
the play
WIU.
clock to 25 seconds. 25 on. Thank you.
So now things ironed out. So it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Now the handoff. That's going to be Simmons-Brown toward midfield and across it before he is stopped. Simmons-Brown 89 yards in half number 1, adding to that total by 6.
Just running behind that offensive line, who's improving every week. When you talk to Coach Harris, exact words, coach, and they're fighting every week. They are.
And Russ Ernfeld,
yes,
who's the offensive line coach and has had some pieces that he's put in, taken out, moved, and they think they have the correct chemistry here, but the offensive line allowing that rush to get through again. Second time here this afternoon that McNair has been sacked.
That time, Keith Washington, you'll see him, look, double A gap. Key goes through, and then you see Pierce. He goes through that same A gap, kind of like a follow blitz, and they got to the quarterback there with that 3-man front.
Washington now with 2.5 sacks on the season. So it'll be a 3rd and 14. Here's McNair. Again, he's under pressure, and he's going to have to sling it incomplete.
Like Jalen Nichols, number 25, was getting that pressure there.
We've called his name a lot here this afternoon, the true freshman from New Jersey. Went to high school in Connecticut at St. Thomas More. As Mark Shanuda, the experienced punter for TSU, is on. Big factor guy, and a long punt. It's going to be fielded at the 18-yard line and to about the 23-yard line before the special teams unit gets down there and stops him. So it'll be a long field for Western Illinois when we continue. 1-point lead for the Leathernecks.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC. In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! Woo! Yes! By being prepared for anything! Woo! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Grit. It's that thing inside of you that ignites passion and empowers you to envision a world full of possibility. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks are made with this grit. It starts here, in this field, in this room, on this court, and in this lab. We refuse to blend in because our purple stands out.
Back here in Nashville, Western Illinois clinging to the 1-point lead over TSU. 12 minutes to play in the third quarter. Let's take a look at Western Illinois' notable alum, Rodney Harrison, drafted in the 5th round, 145th overall pick, 2-time Super Bowl champ. A couple times, he was a first-team All-Pro, 2-time Pro Bowler. How about this, 30.5 sacks, 34 interceptions, 9 fumble recoveries, and 4 touchdowns in the NFL. But when you take a look at his college career, he holds the school's record at WIU for tackles in a career, 345. And how about this? Tackles in a game with 28.
He was physical now.
He was. He hit hard.
He could hit hard. He was a hard hitter.
Part of the Chargers' 50th anniversary team in the Chargers Hall of Fame. Here the quick release, but nothing going there as they were able to find number 8. That's Brandon Lanier. Looked at as a flanker, senior from the Queen City from Cincinnati, Ohio.
That was a nice tackle by Jake Cook there, number 21. If that receiver would have got off that tackle, he would have had a little room there. I'm sorry, running back.
Carswell under some pressure. He's going to be brought down. Sammy Taylor in there on the sack.
Sammy Taylor coming from that will linebacker spot. Nice play by him. Nice solid tackle. Nashville, Tennessee product.
Sammy in a bit of traffic, but able to weave through and dart for Carswell. And Taylor with his first sack of the season. Brings on a 3rd and long, so it'll be a 3rd and 18. Carswell, 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. True freshman looking left. Now he's under some pressure. He's going to have to sling it. It is going to be complete out to about the 30-yard line. As there, he's able to find Lanier.
Marlon Huff got that pressure there, but Gay got the tackle. Look at Huff right there, the big fella rolling. Nice catch there, and you see Micah Gay making that tackle there. 4th down, Leathernecks.
Micah Gay had that standout game just a week ago. Going to be one of the key pieces here in the second half to step up, focus on this defense. So the punt unit is on. As it'll be Anthony Taylor deep to receive. He'll move back and field at about the 25-yard line is where the TSU offense will come back onto the field.
You see Anthony Taylor there. Remember what the coach said about Anthony Taylor, why he started playing. He goes, hey,
this dude's doing a lot on special teams. Well, hey, can I use him? Can I have him? Can we a little bit out of him?
Right. Let's get him on the field more. Sheesh. He's doing a great job.
New acting commissioner in the OVC Big South, named just a couple of days ago. Associate commissioner of the conference from 2023 to the present time. Also the commissioner of Pioneer Football League, associate commissioner for the Missouri Valley Football Conference 2012 through 21, and assistant commissioner of the Summit League 2008 through 11. Replacing Beth DeBosch, who stepped down, retired to focus on some family issues with her father recently passing away. We wish the best to her and look forward to seeing Greg's vision for the conference.
That was Slaughter getting that fly sweep, and number 8, Austin Young, making that tackle for Western Illinois.
So a 2-yard loss. McNair has to roll, slings it. That's going to be complete to about the 37-yard line as he finds Anthony Taylor. Was that 20? Or was that Simmons Brown? Excusez-moi. That was Simmons Brown. That's a 30 instead of a 20.
And I can't see the jerseys very, but watch the body control. Watch the way he stops here. Look. Nice. It's just great body control, great vision. that throw, too. We got to talk about that throw by McNair. Going to his left, throwing it kind of back a little to the right. Got it there on time, and Simmons Brown got the first down.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. 8.5 to play here in the third. Flipping it over. Now here's Slaughter out to about the 45-yard line or so before he's brought down. Slaughter talking a little bit to the Leatherneck sideline as he pops up.
Ceiling is so high for that young man. He's so athletic. He can run. You see right there, if he gets in the open field, no one's catching him.
One of the WIU players kind of slanted forward and said something to him, and I don't know if you saw, but a couple of the Western Illinois coaches kind of shoved their player back and said, dude, not right now.
No, don't get him riled up.
Don't give him any more motivation. So it'll be a 2nd and 4. Here's McNair, has a bit of time as he looks up top, and that's going to be incomplete.
I think they missed one there. That was a little grab there, huh? Yeah, see, he's saying that was holding.
He's trying to plead his case. Officials didn't see it. Be a 3rd down and 4 as Ruth departs. Montgomery re-enters the lineup for TSU. McNair hoping to orchestrate. 3rd down, 4 of 9 so far for TSU's offense. Here across the middle, that's going to be incomplete. Looking for the laundry and getting it.
I guess the Leatherneck said, hey, they're not calling that today, right?
We can keep doing it. Maybe get a little more. Maybe get a little more out of it.
Yes, that was blatant there. And
pass interference, defense, automatic 1st down.
Looked like Don Paul Keith, a true freshman, was in on it. We'll get another look here.
See right there. Yeah, he just, Keith there just. No, that wasn't number 30.
That was Austin Young.
Yeah, Austin Young,
the
number
junior.
8. Yes. Yep. Knew he was beat, just got in the way there. 1st down, Tigers.
Apologies to Mr. Keith. 1-point game. TSU try to march down the field as it is a 1st and 10. Officials have to discuss matters. Why wouldn't they? Now they're going to move their field position a little bit. Put the ball down. Now it looks like everyone has it together. So 1st and 10 from the 48. Here's the handoff. Running forward for a gain of about 4 yards, Simmons Brown.
You saw Malini Tia, number 33, down in that hole from that safety spot, playing low, 6 foot, 200-pound senior. Granada High School in Livermore, California. And a transfer from Sac State.
Simmons Brown with 95 yards on the day after a pickup of 4. Slaughter put in motion. Here's McNair. Now he's going to send Montgomery in motion. McNair trying to give it to Simmons Brown, and on the transfer, got a little loose, but Simmons Brown able to maintain possession, but that is going to back him up a few yards.
Simmons Brown there saw the defender right there.
Took his eye off the ball for a split second.
Saw the defender because he was coming, and he was coming off that edge right now. And anytime you see that in your vision, that messes with you. They see Saul Bonner, number 38.
3rd down offense, 32%. Today it's boosted a little bit, 4 of 10. Here's McNair. Now he's bobbing and weaving, trying to keep the play alive, still on his feet. Now he's out to the races, still stumbling forward, close to a 1st down. It looks like he has it based on where they put the ball. But another example there of the quarterback, McNair, buying time and keeping plays alive.
See that line? I mean, you have a body on a body. Look at him. He's making people miss. saw some green, got up the field. That's what you always tell him, get up the field and see what you can get there. And he came up about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short.
So it looks like they are going to punt.
The player of the offense went down after the ball was spotted. By rule, that is a charged team timeout, the first for Tennessee State of the half, 30 seconds in length.
Looks like a cramp maybe on the right leg as McNair is the player down. Training staff taking a look at him. Looks like officially it is a 4th down and 1 with about 5.5 minutes to work with.
Figure this one, Dan. Our open, we're talking about the offense, the 24 points, the 14 points, McNair improvement, Carswell, and the defenses today so far
have been the stars.
Have stolen the show.
They have. Both sides.
Yes, I love it.
You have McNair, 13 of 19, 149 yards. He's been sacked 3 times. You have Carswell, 10 of 20, 120 yards. He has a touchdown pass. He's been sacked once. He's also been forced to carry the ball 4 times for 17 yards.
And they're going for this, Dan.
So Ruth is going to be sent in motion. It's a 4th and 1. Here's McNair. He's going to hand it off, and now out and off to the side. Nice chunk yardage there, picked up by number 19, and that's Tavion Porter, the senior from Illinois. We've seen him a few times here this afternoon, and he's come in, he's made an impact each time he's come into the game.
Got that straight arm right off the edge there, and he gets outside and showed a little burst there and got the first down for the Tigers.
So 1st and 10 from the WIU 23-yard line. Slaughter in a bit of motion. Here's McNair. He's going to dump it off to Slaughter, and not much there. Immediately in on the tackle, Kevin Washington.
Kevin Washington, nice play by him. But Dan, let's go back. We were talking about the offensive line for Tennessee State, and I purposely asked Coach Harris, what did he think? And he says, hey, they're getting better. He talked about Coach Ernfeld, how good he was, and they're really playing better today, moving the football when they need to.
It's funny, he said, yeah, I think they're realizing who Coach Ernfeld is. I think they're realizing that he's produced a lot of NFL offensive linemen. Maybe we should listen to him a little bit. Here's the handoff. Simmons-Brown in a lot of traffic, so not much there either.
So right now, you see that defense. They must have heard us up here talking about how great the offensive line was. They were playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage there. Now you take this, Dan, that ball's on the 23-yard line. Okay. At 10:33, so about a 40-yard field goal right now. And from 30 to 39, Perez is 100%.
From 30 to 39, he is indeed 100%. 4-4. Here's Slaughter, he's rolling. Snap is low. McNair has a bit of time. He's going to go up top, looking for Snap Reed, who gets tangled up, and that's going to be incomplete. In there on the coverage was number 81. McNair going up top.
This TSU kick is brought to you by Allstate.
21. My eyes are great. Keith Moko.
Yeah, Moko made it.
Junior out of Philadelphia, transfer in from Iowa as the field goal attempt from Freddie Perez, and from 40 yards out. Snap a little high, but Perez's kick is up, and it is good. Through the uprights, he splits them, and back in the lead goes TSU. The Tigers have the 2-point lead on Western Illinois, 16-14. And that's going to bring us to a timeout. 2-point lead for TSU. Back and forth we go here in the Music City. it's a 2-point lead for TSU. They flipped the script again, and TSU now in front by 2 points. Continues to be a tight game as they look for their first conference victory of the season. How about this notable alum, Dominique Rogers-Cromartie, drafted in the first round in 2008, dozen seasons in the NFL. 39 starts here for TSU. Opposing quarterbacks, 55 of 61, thrown near him. He intercepted 11 of those throws, deflected 25 of them, and how about this one? Held up the opposition to a minuscule 3.5 yards per pass attempt, the best of any collegiate defensive back over his 3 seasons. Not too shabby for DRC.
That's a heck of a career, and he had a heck of a career here as well. Great football player.
DRC spent time with the Cardinals, Eagles, Broncos, Giants, Raiders, Redskins, even the Tampa Nightcrawlers. The kick here is going to be another touchback, so the WIU offense will start from the 25-yard line. As Carson Carswell will bring his crew out. We take a look at TSU next week, another home game. It'll be against Lindenwood. We'll get things going at 3:30 p.m. local time, so that's Central Time here on ESPN+. Darren and I will have the call. There you see Carswell, what he's done so far today. 10 of 20, 120 yards, a touchdown. A true freshman. He's buying some time. He's going up top, slinging it. That's going to be incomplete. As there he was looking for Tristan Duncan again.
And there's that guy again, number 21, Jaden Cook, Kansas State transfer, playing that cornerback spot, undercutting that, trying to get that interception for the Tigers.
Carswell wanting to move things along. Longer cadence at the line, trying to draw TSU. Almost had James Stewart. Here's the handoff. Holman churning and burning, gaining of a few yards. So after first contact, he kept on his feet, kept those legs going, and was able to get some yards.
He did a little more than kept his feet going there. You see, he got that first down. Watch him. He's coming right into your living room, coming up the middle there, running through tackles, making it big time for the Leathernecks. First down.
Holman again with the carry. Now there's a flag.
Shivers. Personal foul. The guy pushed him. Who always gets caught, Dan? The second guy, and he pushed him
After
back.
the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 2, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Shivers, a guy that's a really hard worker. The freshman from Brentwood, not too far from here. And you see there, right part of your screen, getting fired up with number 63, James Durand, the sophomore center. You can see how excited Durand was. It's almost like he knew he could try to get the true freshman and Shivers maybe a little pumped up, said something, and it happened. So it'll be a 1st and 10 from the TSU 47-yard line. Here's Carswell rolling to his left, and he's going to be complete as he finds Duncan.
I feel like the game is just slow to Carswell. You see him roll out. He's going to run. Then see, look, he sees that there, and just kind of like he's throwing a dart.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense, number 63, 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
So Durand thought he had Shivers on that previous play, and then Durand just got the whistle.
A little too excited there about what Shivers did to him, and saw another blue jersey, wanted to go hit it. Can't go across that line of scrimmage until the ball's thrown on pass.
So it'll be a 1st down and 15 for WIU. Ball's on their own 48-yard line. Carswell under some pressure. James Stewart is rolling toward him, and he's going to have to throw it away. James Stewart, we've seen him a couple times trying to time it and get back there. Stewart showing some sportsmanship as he goes over and says to Carswell, "Got you, guy." See, that was some friendly banter.
Yeah, it was. Got you.
Second down and 15. More flags. Now Carswell is going to air it out deep. That's going to be incomplete as he was looking to Miles Cox. But there's laundry on the field, and we'll get that all sorted out.
Nice throw, nice catch right there. Offsides, that's what it was. It was just an offside.
Offside. Defense number 52. Holding. Offense number 67. Those fouls offset. Second down.
Repeat the down.
Repeating it, little 2nd and 15 option. Here we see it again. Carswell going up and going deep. So the official said it was incomplete, but it was a complete pass. It was just that he was out.
Out, yes. He caught it. That was a really nice catch by him. Yes, shooing him, right?
Now here's Carswell. He's going to now look toward the left side of the field. That's going to be incomplete, and another flag. That was intended for Tristan Duncan.
Pass interference. Defense. Automatic first down.
They didn't say the culprit. We'll see on the replay if we can check it out.
Sefiua. See him throwing the ball here to the left side. See that holding right there? Yeah, that was a grab.
Two-point lead for TSU, but Western Illinois, see if they can capitalize off a couple of TSU penalties that have helped them move the ball here on this drive. Penalty yards averaging 61 for TSU. Today they have 20, so they're much better. Here's Carswell. That's going to be complete to Duncan. And you know, the penalties have been something that the coaches have talked to us about over the last few weeks. They were really pleased with last week how they were able to shore them up, but
you can tell when Carswell is going to get ready to throw the ball. He leans back when he's getting ready to throw it. That's something I'm sure Coach Davis is going to coach him up on. You don't want to give any tails when you're getting ready to throw that football.
Carswell, again looking to Davis. You know, Western Illinois has also been a penalized team this season. 18th most penalized in the country. Out of 126 teams, they're 18th most. 54 penalties entering the day for WIU.
I like Carswell's release. You saw right there, he got rid of that ball quick with someone in his face and gave Davis a catchable football.
So here's a 3rd down and 4. Carswell trying to orchestrate. Got a little bit of time. Releases quickly, but that's going to be incomplete. Again, looking to Tristan Duncan, but unable to connect. So that's going to bring on a 4th down. Carswell staying out there on the field. Another look at it here.
See Carswell just throwing that ball, and good throw. Duncan just couldn't come up with it. Took his eye off of it or something, just couldn't come up with it.
So now they're going to bring the, looks like, field goal unit on. Looks like a 50-yard attempt. Antonio Chata has not yet attempted one from 50 yards out. The kick is up, looks like it has the distance, and it is through. So a 50-yard field goal for Chata, and the script is flipped again. Western Illinois has the 17-16 lead over TSU. Timeout on the field, we'll take it as well. Back with more after this from Nashville.
Kids are always snacking on the go, so keep them going all day with chewy, delicious Sunbelt bakery bars. From oats and honey, to chocolate chip, to soft baked strawberry. There's a flavor for everyone. The tastiest flavors under the sun. Sunbelt bakery bars.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
It's the excitement of the crowd, the crack of a bat, the sound of your own heartbeat, the roar of the engines. The spirit of competition runs deep here, from the dirt track to the cheap seats. Whether you're screaming from the stands or taking your place in the limelight, Southern Illinois is your ticket to all the action. In sports venues and recreational facilities for whatever your obsession is. Come to cheer, come to challenge yourself, but discover so much more when you visit SI.
Back here inside Nissan Stadium, home to the NFL's Tennessee Titans, and today home to TSU. The Tigers roar city, and right now it is a 17-16 lead for WIU, so a little work to do for TSU here in the latter part of this third quarter and into the final stanza. Take a look at some of the defensive numbers so far. And look at the sacks. WIU, a couple tackles for a loss. However, yards allowed, that's a big edge to TSU, meaning they've allowed less, and then WIU has an interception. So as you said a few moments ago, the defenses, both sides, have really been the ones that have stepped forward here today.
And the kickers.
Point. Kick is up. That's going to be out. So, little touchback action means that is where TSU will come out on the 25-yard line, begin their possession.
Big possession right here.
Huge.
Huge.
Because again, now you're down. Tight game. Offense has been sputtering. Had a couple nice plays, but really haven't found a quote-unquote rhythm. So now they got to find something and keep it rolling.
You're talking Simmons, Brown.
Yep.
Trevor Pearson is getting the workload right now.
Because Kendrick Rhymes hasn't seen much time and still has his shoulder pads off. Still has his football pants on, but is along the sidelines, and haven't seen him since early in the first quarter. Handoff here, not much going at all. Simmons Brown has had a nice afternoon, 93 yards at a long of 48 yards. Had a big scamper back in the first half. Porter and Pearson have also had their fair share of carries and yards. So now TSU trying to do a little tempo as it's a 2nd and 11 with 20 seconds to work with here in the third quarter. Slaughter put in a little bit of motion. Now here's McNair. Handoff there, nothing going, and a little bit of a loss. Couple yard loss.
It was Peyton Bradford making that tackle there. They had 7 guys in the box.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. Timeout.
Able to get back there, make the big stop, and send us to the final stanza. Western Illinois clinging to a 1-point lead on TSU. One-point lead for Western Illinois as they look for their first conference victory of the season. They have the lead over TSU, also looking for their first conference victory of the season. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for TSU, presented by Sunbelt Bakery, the tastiest flavors under the sun. Lindenwood coming your way next week. Week from today, a little later start, a couple hours later, 3:30 local time. Go time, that's November 1st. Then on the road at UT Martin, November 8th. Back here at home against Gardner-Webb a week after that. Fourth quarter set to get underway. It'll be a 3rd and 16 for TSU. Here's McNair, completes the pass, but immediately brought down. A couple of Leathernecks right there, including number 3, who has been active today, Christian Pierce.
6 foot, 220-pound graduate. Look at him just coming down the line there. He tried to run that tunnel screen, and Pierce read that, shot in there, and made that tackle for another loss.
So it'll bring on a 4th and 20. Now you have Mark Shanuda on to punt. Davis back to receive. He'll do so at about the 41-yard line. And he'll be brought down at about the 45.
Joshua Nieves on the return.
So that's going to bring the WIU offense back on.
Nice punt. You see Hale out there just excited, getting the defense. Brandon Hale telling him, let's go.
One of the leaders of the defense, redshirt junior from Orange, California. You know, we get a chance, the privilege of talking with Greg Williams every week, and Greg loves Brendan Hale. Says he's going to be a future coach. He wants knowledge, he takes it. He's a leader, he's a hard worker. Pushing forward here. And still able to gain some yardage is Markel Holman. Yeah, Hale, a guy, 6'1", $180, redshirt junior. Played high school in the Trinity League. Played against Mason Graham, the defensive tackle, chosen 5th overall, going from the University of Michigan to Cleveland in this past draft. So he's gone up against some big competition.
Definitely.
Another handoff, and nothing going there. Swarm tackle.
Markel Holman on the carry.
That's your guy, Micah Gay, number 3, and number 99, Snipes, in that middle there, playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage. You're going to see him. Look at Gay just filling that hole, and Snipes, 99, helping him finish it off there.
3rd and 7 from the 50-yard line.
So now it'll be a 3rd down and 7. Trying to get the fans going. Ball at midfield. Carswell sending his tight end in motion, slinging it that direction toward the 1st down marker for Nieves.
I thought it was short by a half a yard or so.
We'll see if they measure it out. I think you're right. Looks like where the official's standing. Yep, about a half yard to a yard shy of a 1st down. So it'll be 4th and 1. Carswell looking over to his left where Duncan is standing. Carswell gonna keep it. Now he's gonna dump it off. Not much there at all for Nieves, and it looks like he's short. So that's gonna be a turnover on downs.
The ruling on the field is the runner was short of the line to gain. 1st down, Tennessee State, media timeout.
So TSU's offense will come back on the field, but first we have to go to break. Don't go anywhere. Conclusion, tight game coming your way next.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Every day, CenterPoint Energy is hard at work ensuring the safe and reliable delivery of natural gas. From routine maintenance to the replacement of natural gas pipelines, it's what we do to keep the community safe. But it's more than just a job. It's about neighbors helping neighbors, because we're also proud members of the communities we serve. So next time you see one of our crews at work, be a good neighbor and steer clear, and we'll all come home safe and sound. Here's to our community's safe and smart energy future.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
The Aristocrat of Bands playing you back in from break. How about this? A 1-point game, WIU and TSU. Right now the Leathernecks have the lead. Take a look at how we got here. You have Kason Carswell, 12-26, 126 yards and a score. Then on the flip side, you have Byron McNair, 145 yards and a tutty. And how about the total yards? TSU almost doubling up Western Illinois, except for in points.
And they talked about being better in the red zone, Dan. And you see that they're moving the ball 304 yards. Coach Harris is getting what he wants. Coach Barlow's getting what he wants.
Here's McNair. He's going to hand it off, and nothing is there. They're looking for that explosive big play from Simmons Brown, which we've seen earlier today. We saw him pick up a couple big ones, including a 48-yarder, but nothing there.
See, right now they're just controlling the middle of that football field. A lot of white shirts right there making that play. It was a plethora of Leathernecks in on that play.
I like that word. Plethora, number. Second down and 13. Snap a bit low. McNair now looking toward his left. He's going to complete it about a yard shy of the first down, finding Snap Reed.
Yeah, Snap Reed just running that out route, catching that football, but not getting enough yardage to get that first down. You see right here, look at that throw. Snap Reed did a nice job of catching that ball, getting his feet set, trying to get more yardage. But the DB did a nice job pushing him out of bounds.
That was Keith Moku in on the tackle. Junior from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. So it'll be a 3rd down and 2. Ruth set in motion. Now McNair is going to hand it off to Simmons Brown, and he's going to be stopped in the backfield. Another big play from the WIU defense.
We're saying Austin Young's name a lot tonight, number 8. Blitzing and on that other side of the line of scrimmage making plays. That middle has been a no-no for the Tigers today just because they're blitzing those two middle. That Pierce and Washington or either Pierce and Young, they're sending them right up that middle.
Joshua Nieves on the receive.
So back to receive is going to be Joshua Nieves. As to punt for TSU, Mark Shanuda. Now the fake. That's going to be good for a first down. Off to the races and inside the 30-yard line. Big pickup there.
Trevor Pearson, number 31, a 5'10", 210-pound running back. That's been seeing a lot of time today, Dan. Gets that ball. Great blocking. Some great blocking on that right side. Look at that. He goes untouched until he gets about 15 yards. Great call by Coach Cruz and Coach Barlow. Great execution.
As TSU was able to outfox WIU on that play. Chunk yardage, a little explosive action. It's now a 1st and 10. Now here's McNair. He's going to keep it. Now he's going to sling it. Almost picked. Was looking for Snap Reed.
Once you start your angle and the DB tries to cut you off, you have to fight through it. And that's what happened there because McNair is leading him on that throw.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 10. Handoff to Simmons Brown as he slugs forward.
Zach Simmons Brown on the carry.
As Simmons Brown looks to get to the 100-yard mark. Still a couple yards shy of it. Another look at his run here.
Yeah.
Again, how about that ankle movement?
Yes, he runs really well. Now, Dan, We got 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 here, already in field goal range. What play do you run here?
Well, we'll see as McNair is going to hand it off. Simmons-Brown. Nothing going.
They're telling them to kick it, kick it.
So Freddie Perez is going to race on. So it should be a kick of about 39 yards. As Perez measures it up. The sophomore looking to give TSU the lead. The hold, the kick is up, and it is no good. So Perez misses. WIU keeps the lead and gets the ball when we return to Nashville. Back here in Nashville, still 1-point lead for Western Illinois. Leathernecks up on TSU 17-16. Here with just under 8 minutes to work with as we take a look at the offensive number comparison between these two teams. Rushing yards, big edge to TSU. Passing yards, TSU even has a few more there. So total yards, big ups. But then you have penalty yards. That's also fairly even. And third downs. But as Darren off-air was mentioning, red zone has been a real problem for TSU.
334 yards of offense, but you get into the red zone, they're having trouble. 7, 3.
On the last one, didn't get anything. Here's Holman as he pulls forward for a few yards. Now the defense is going to be asked to come up again in a big way and try to get the TSU offense back on the field with WIU up only 1, but a lot of work to do.
A lot of work to do, but they're up for the task. Coach Williams, he's done this a lot in his lifetime at every
all
level.
levels.
Yeah, at all levels. So, but now you look at it, Dan, and WIU haven't exploded yet. They haven't had an explosion play except for that touchdown pass.
Here's Carswell. He's going to sling it incomplete. So again, looking for Duncan. Tight on the coverage there was Hale.
Yeah,
Hale trying to get the sidelines and the fans amped up. That's something that the coaches talked to us about. They knew that today there weren't going to be as many people in attendance as were here last week for homecoming against Howard, and they said, you know what, that can't be our problem. We have to internally, bring your own juice is what the offensive coordinators told us, what Shannon Harris, one of the co-OCs, said, you got to bring your own juice. And that's what Hale was trying to do there, get the guys fired up. As that's going to be incomplete from Carswell.
And
so that's going to bring up a fourth.
And that's what TSU wanted, a 3 and out.
And that's what they got.
And that's what they got. 7 minutes left on the clock, 7-minute drive. Let's see what they can do.
So the defense coming through in a big way again. And now we'll see if the offense can use a little bit of that momentum, a little bit of that energy, and try to crank things into gear as Sammy Taylor is back deep for TSU. As the punt is going to be at about the 33-yard line. Taylor immediately tackled. Not able to really go anywhere as Cordell Wilson was in there on the tackle, right there to stop it.
Great play by Cordell Wilson from Minnesota, making that play, running down there. Just great timing on his tackle.
So that's going to bring the TSU offense out at their own 32-yard line. So decent field position for them to march down.
Great field position. They have to move the ball. They have to add to that 334 yards they have of total offense right now.
Just under 7 minutes to work with here in the fourth quarter. McNair joined in the backfield by Zach Simmons-Brown. McNair quickly shoots over to snap read. That's going to be complete in a pickup of 3 or 4 yards.
And a roughing, too. They're going to get another 15, Dan.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 3, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So that's going to be on Christian Pierce, the senior from just outside Philadelphia.
You see him come through that A gap right there and hitting him after he had released the football. Looked like number 8, Austin Young coming from that spot, but they see him here number 3.
So this is going to be a situation where TSU's offense really needs to capitalize.
And they have an opportunity, and in football, that's all you really want is an opportunity to show what you can do.
Ball at the WIU 49-yard line. Here's the handoff. Simmons-Brown trying to get to the outside. Cut it upfield at about the 45-yard line. He's going to be tackled. Shoved out of bounds.
He broke 2 tackles on that. That was him doing a nice job just keeping his feet moving and spinning. You can see right here, he gets that ball. Look at him. He runs away from him, gets away from that tackle, and moving his feet right there, trying to continue to go. Great run by him. Great, tough, hard-nosed run.
It'll be a 2nd and 5. Here's the handoff. Gain of maybe a yard.
Simmons-Brown on the carry, tackled by Kevin Washington.
Washington in on the tackle.
Nice play by Washington putting up this 3rd down. This is a big 3rd down. It's 5:34 and counting right now.
8th tackle of the game for Washington. One of the linebackers transferred into WIU from Bethune-Cookman. McNair again going to hand it. This time's going to be complete, or I should say Porter is going to lunge forward and get the fresh set.
Yeah, Porter, nice run by him. Had a nice little burst there, got that football, made a move, went off that right side, and you're going to see right, see, look right there, make a move, then boom, cut it up right there, get that first down. Got hit pretty nice by Pierce, but not before he got the first down.
Key first down there as TSU continues to march with 4:40 to work with. Here's the handoff and stumbling down. You see the frustration from Porter. So he kind of got up, looked at the ground, stomped on it a little bit, lost his footing.
You see Bola right there, the big fella. Bola making that play. Number 7. Makes that number 7 look big, huh?
Exactly. 6'2", 285. Came in from DuPage Junior College. So it'll be a 2nd and 13. McNair turning, no time, he's brought down. He is sacked. In there on the sack, number 14, Amaya Tessavera.
Yeah, Tessavera. So right there, great call by the coaches because they've been blitzing up the middle, right? So he's booting out, giving some room out on that left side, but they came with a blitz from over there. Just great timing by Coach Davis and his staff.
So there was the 15-yard penalty against WIU that moved the ball, but TSU's had a few issues, and they've been backed up now. It's going to be a 3rd and 21 for the Tigers. Low snap, McNair, not much time. He's moving around. He's going to have to use his feet. Midfield, still looking, tossing. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off. And it looks like that. The freshman Keith with his first interception of the season and of his college career.
Yeah, Don Paul Keith, you're going to see him, number 34, the freshman, just back in coverage. And you saw the quarterback.
The ruling on the field is an interception. First down, Western Illinois. Timeout.
McNair trying to make something happen, throws the ball.
And with that, it's going to be Western Illinois clinging to a 1-point lead and with the ball when we continue. It still is a tight game. Both these teams fighting for their first conference victory, and WIU has the 17-16 edge over TSU, just under 3 minutes to play, but the Leathernecks have the ball back after Byron McNair was just intercepted by a true freshman in Don Paul Keith.
See it right there. McNair threw the ball and wasn't able to get it there. Keith stepped in front. Big interception for the Leathernecks.
That's going to bring WIU's offense onto the field. As we take a look at the Western Illinois upcoming schedule presented by Sunbelt Bakery, the tastiest flavors under the sun. They have a bye week coming up, and then November 8th, they'll be home against Lindenwood, then home against SEMO, and then on the road at Gardner-Webb. So a late bye week. Coach Davis was asked about that. He said, well, you can't really control it. He said, you know, there's pluses and minuses. If you have an early bye week, a late bye week. This time the handoff is going to go toward the middle and gain a few more yards by Markel Holman.
Yeah, and you see Tennessee State calling that timeout.
Timeout, Tennessee State. They're second of the half, 30 seconds in length.
So TSU going to discuss matters.
Yeah, this is one, they don't want to give up a first down because they have one more timeout left, Dan. They just have one. And they get that first down, they could take a lot of time off. They, being the Leathernecks, can take a lot of time off that clock.
Also a chance, if the defense can stand tall again, to get the TSU offense back on the field. May not have not much time, but may have okay field position.
And no timeouts.
Correct. Valid point. So here's Carswell. Up and down afternoon for him. Sent in motion is Duncan. Handoff goes. Nothing there.
So here you see the stop up the middle.
Tennessee State, their third and final of the half, 30 seconds in length.
They're probably going to run the little boot or the slant play right now just to try to get the ball out quick and keep the clock running and get that first down.
We'll be back at it a week from today. TSU will be home again at Nissan Stadium. Be taking on Lindenwood November 1st. That's a 3:30 Central Time kick. We hope you'll join Darren and I again here on ESPN Plus, part of the OVC Big South Network. These last few minutes loom large for both these squads. Both toward the bottom of the conference, so looking to get out of that spot. So a 3rd down and 4 for Carswell and the Leathernecks. Carswell emphatic, now sends Holman in motion. Now he's going to keep it himself, rush up the middle.
They're just going
to. He had plenty of space.
Yeah, plenty of space. They're just going to let the clock run here. Then, well, to stop one more time, Dan, you see him there just going smartly going down. It's going to stop at the 2 minute.
2 minute. Mm-hmm.
That's the only other time that it will stop. Unless they threw an incomplete pass, but I don't think they'll do that.
With Joe Davis and his offensive mind, we'll see how that cranks through here these last couple minutes. As with the clock approaching the 2 minute mark, Carswell will go ahead and get one more play off. He's going to drop it, then pick it back up, and a loss of a couple yards. You can see he's frustrated. So that's going to bring us to the 2 minute warning here with $1:55 to work with in Nashville.
That's the 2 minute timeout. Please put 1:57 on the game clock. 1:57 on the game clock.
So 2 more ticks put back on. 1 point game. Conclusion rolling your way next. Back here in Nashville, 17-16, Western Illinois looking to finish off TSU. $1:57 left to play here in the game. And, you know, Nashville, home to a lot of things: country music, football, sports, professional sports, collegiate sports, and how about the FCS National Championship? That is going to be held at First Bank Stadium, which is on the campus of Vanderbilt University, just a couple miles from us here at Nissan Stadium. That'll be on January 5th of 2026, hosted by the OVC Big South and the Nashville Sports Council. Will also be hosted there in 2027 as well. In case you're wondering, by the way, Vanderbilt ranked 10th in the country entering the day today, and yes, they're tied with Missouri at 3 apiece with about 9 minutes to play in the third. Vanderbilt having a great season, and they're getting great crowd turnout over there. Handoff here and a push forward of about 7 yards for Holman.
So the clock is just set, so they'll have to snap it around 1:11. 1:11 they'll snap the football. Then depending on how, if they don't get the first down, they can get it down to 30 seconds.
So it's a 3rd and 5 from the TSU 48-yard line with 1:15 to work with. Here's Caswell. He's going to dump it off, and that's going to be shy of the first down to Holman.
Under 30 seconds. 28 seconds. They'll be able to call it, let it run down, timeout. Or they could just let the penalty go and just punt the football like he's going to call a timeout, standing by the official.
Play clock sitting at 10. Game clock at 37 seconds, that is. Carswell strolling around, the quarterback. Joe Davis, the head coach, is indeed going to do that.
Timeout. Western Illinois, their first of the half. 30 seconds in length. Please put 28 seconds on the game clock.
I thought I was right. 28 seconds.
Last season, Joe Davis's first as head coach at Western Illinois. They got 4 wins, which was their most wins since 2017. So he's coming into a program really trying to elevate it. Got 4 dubs last year. Been struggling a bit this year. We mentioned how they're 0-4 in conference play, 1-7 overall. However, you look at some of their pieces, and they have some very nice pieces, beginning with the true freshman quarterback in Casey Carswell.
You know, when you hear him talk, he's very positive.
Sure.
Listen to him, you believe him. He's really working hard on recruiting, taking ownership of his football team, them getting better, the whole ball of wax. And this one right here is one always makes a coach nervous. Some of them won't admit it, but punting this football, there's a lot of things from the snap to the punt to the run back. There's a lot of things that could happen. And
Joe Mueller is going to punt. Anthony Taylor is deep to receive. Taylor back toward the 8-yard line, and that is where the TSU offense is going to come on with 21 ticks to work with, and as you said, no timeouts.
21 seconds to get into field goal range, no timeout. You get a big play, you're probably going to run off. Let's say you get a big play and it runs off 7, then by the time you get up on the line to clock it, you're going to have 5 or 6 seconds left.
So you have 2, maybe 3 plays.
Yes.
And you have to be really smart. Everyone has to be on the same page with how they're operating out there.
Yes.
Offense pops out. Justin Hughes out there among the receivers. Snap read. Long field. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 7. Here's McNair. Not much time, but a little bit. Here's Brock Montgomery as he is going to rush out of bounds. So they do get that fresh set. That was the offense rushes.
That was great. He was lined up in the slot, just went up the field, See McNair throwing it to him right there. Get out of bounds. Coached up real nice, got out of bounds. 15 seconds left.
So now, Hughes sent out wide to the right. Reed out wide to the left. McNair again, he's under some pressure. Now he is going to be brought down. And that's the worst case scenario if you're TSU. Here, McNair looking for the last play. He's under pressure again, and he is going to be brought down. So that's the game, and WIU gets their first win of the season, coming in here on the road at TSU, playing in an NFL stadium, getting their first conference victory of the season, hanging on, clipping TSU 17-16, the final here today.
Yeah, tough football game for TSU. Good game for Western Illinois. Leathernecks coming in here, getting this win. They played hard. They did what they had to do to win this football game.
Well, that'll do it for our broadcast here from the Music City. For Darren Arbette, I'm Dan Lang saying so long from Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. Again, the final score, Western Illinois outlasting TSU 17-16. All games airing on the ESPN network, so streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Regions Bank, Sirius XM.